and welcome to Deep Dive. My name is Sam Winkler. Elisa couldn't make it today, so we are joined by another Borderlands actress, Blythe.
Hi guys, I'm Blythe Renee. I play Genevieve.
You little cutie idiot.
You might know me as the one calling you a cutie idiot over and over while you help Ice-T. I am also the Valkyrie Squad in the most recent Malawan Takedown that has come out.
Content not sponsored. You all voted it, so this is your fault. We are watching The Mummy. No, not that one. Not that one either, this one. If you have a movie that you'd like to see us watch on Deep Dive, send it to this P.O. box, which is obscuring Blythe's face, and then you can vote on it on our Patreon if you are taco tier or above.
Yes. Nailed it. I have not seen this movie, and I would never have seen this movie if it weren't for you, so thank you.
Sorry about that.
Also, thank you.
Yes, specifically thank you, Nick Grugan, for sending this in. You did this to us, and now the internet gets to watch. Welcome to Deep Dive.
It can be difficult to pin down exactly what happened with Universal's doomed Dark Universe cinematic universe. In 2014, Dracula Untold came out retrofitting an ending in the modern day so that the film could be possibly part of an upcoming reboot and connective tissue of the Universal Monsters universe. From what I can gather, it wasn't a guarantee, more of a, if Dracula's a success, it'll make it into the Dark Universe, if it's a success. It did not make its budget back in the US. But neither did The Mummy. Flashback to 2012 when Universal revealed plans to reboot the Mummy franchise. Tom Cruise doesn't get involved until late 2015, but from there, based on reporting, it became The Tom Cruise Show, though the film has a credited director in Alex Kurtzman, though even he in 2019 described the experience on set as painful. Once released in 2017, The Mummy was quite savagely ripped apart by critics. Later that year, Dracula Untold was quietly shuffled out of the Dark Universe, leaving The Mummy as the lead film in the theoretical franchise. And in January of 2019, Universal announced that all further monster movies in the Monster Universe would be standalone films without inter-movie connectivity, and the theoretical Dark Universe faded from memory.
People don't realise that London is a giant graveyard, a modern city built on centuries of death.
What a kind way to talk about London. It's just a giant graveyard.
Yeah,
Ouch! Okay, wow.
I'm from there.
It means it's filled with bodies of Crusader knights who invaded.
You didn't deny it.
All right, so we are watching The Mummy with Tom Cruise.
We are.
This is Tom Cruise's debut on Deep Dive.
Wow, big day.
We just finished the first act. So far, pretty good.
It's not that bad.
No,
I'm pleasantly surprised.
Exactly.
The Mummy.
It's very good so far. I like it a
More
lot.
like yummy.
More like the yummy.
There's some yummy boys in this.
So this is a movie about two Nicks
A tale of two Nicks.
that steal priceless artifacts, like Indiana Jones and John Uncharted. What's his name?
Nathaniel
So-
Drake, yes.
How does it start?
How does it start?
Was it war crimes?
No.
No?
We start way before that, many years ago.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Oh, it starts with Russell Crowe.
That's true.
I totally forgotten about him. So Russell Crowe's in this, and I have no idea what he does because he was extremely cryptic when he was introducing
I think
the
he
concept.
I think he was supposed to be setting things up.
Right, because it starts with them making a train tunnel through a crypt of Crusader knights.
Yeah.
And they haven't explained that one yet.
No, I don't know that they will.
Anyway, so let's talk about the movie that we're actually watching, I guess, and not the movie that this movie started us.
Sure.
We find out the legend of
Amenet?
Amenet. Yeah, you crushed
Is that right?
I think so.
Okay.
So she is the only child of the pharaoh, which means that she's going to inherit
Literally everything.
Literally everything, and be worshipped as a living god, which sounds pretty great. And she seemed really into the idea.
Yeah.
And then one of her handmaidens caught the eye of her father, and a son was born. That means that she loses her right to the throne.
Womp womp.
Parliament understood power was not given.
Oh, okay.
It had to be taken.
From babies.
From babies.
Cut to her just drop kicking the kid from the pyramid.
Because teenagers don't handle rejection well, she summons the god of death.
Who gives her the superpower of having a knife.
I might have taken a moment with that one.
Why didn't she just kill the baby? Why did she have to go to this length?
Right, and summon the god of death.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, like a heavy rock also would have worked.
And she also gets two sets of pupils.
Oh, I thought you were talking about her eye makeup for a minute.
Oh, no, that's...
I thought maybe the god of death gave her those amazing, double wings.
Yeah, so she kills her father and the baby because she goes through and kills many, many people and is clearly, a bad person. She gets mummified alive.
You know what could have fixed this problem?
There are like 18 things.
If they'd actually, killed her and mummified her and, pulled the brain out and filled her with the things.
I don't know all
They
of
just
the
wrapped
steps
her.
in mummification. Yes.
I feel like the wrapping is actually the least part.
Anyway, she gets buried alive in a pit of mercury and the most obviously evil sarcophagus that's ever existed. It's like what I always imagined a twin bed designed by H.R. Giger to look
Right.
like a
It's not really for sleeping. It's a showpiece.
Then we can finally flash forward to modern times. So it is Iraq, and we are there with the two Nicks. One of whose name is not actually Nick. He played Nick in The New Girl, which is why we're going to call them Nick. But the main character, Tom Cruise's character, is actually named Nick, which seems like a massive oversight.
I'm sure every single person that saw this movie was like, oh, Nick.
Oh, it is Nick.
It is Nick.
I love Nick.
Everybody loves Nick.
Look at that. I've never been an inspiration before. I don't like it. It's too much responsibility.
Yeah,
So-
let's go back. So we're in Iraq stealing priceless artifacts.
Hey, what did I tell you? We are not looters. We are liberators of precious antiquities.
They are committing war crimes. They are getting themselves into gunfights that they have to call down hellfire missiles on populated villages. Actual Nick, or the one named Nick,
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
stole a map with coordinates to some sort of secret that is called Haram.
So the good Nick, whose name is Vale,
Call him
And
Nick.
because he's behind the veil of death.
is like, that probably means a curse, right? And the bad Nick, Tom Cruise, is like, no, it means treasure, dog.
Nah.
Let's go get it.
Tom Cruise casually endangers the lives of both of them.
I think the thing to sort of keep in our little brain basket on this particular thing is he promises him, I won't get you killed and you won't die.
Mm-hmm.
And then when all of it goes down, he's like,
I'm thinking we're probably gonna die here. I knew it!
and then he does die. It's macabre.
Anyway, so they unearth the creepiest tomb of all time just by accidentally firing a hellfire missile at it.
Accidentally is a strong word, I feel.
The two Nicks work for the military, and their boss is like, what are you guys doing here?
And he said there were 100 clicks from
Yeah.
where they were supposed to be. That's a lot of clicks.
So many clicks. And
More than 10.
It
by
is
a
more than
factor
10.
of-
Right?
So
It's 10 tens.
oh my gosh. Anyway, they're getting told off by the boss, and then this really beautiful archaeologist shows up. You find out that Tom Cruise is super skeezy.
I had him in my hotel room 3 nights ago in Baghdad, and whilst I was sleeping, he went through my things.
So he sleeps with her, goes through all of her stuff, steals her stuff, leaves without saying goodbye, runs away, commits war crimes, shows up, opens up a giant pit in the ground, which will ultimately unleash the mummy upon the world.
Okay, but he didn't know that part.
That feels like not the most important part.
I feel like an ominous hole with a carved head screaming in agony is like a sign?
Yeah.
Like maybe listen to this
Yeah.
very obvious warning.
So they go and explore the tomb, and everything looks ominous and bad and scary. Where's all the mercury coming from?
Thermometers.
Ancient Egyptian thermometers.
Yeah, Zoe, it's called science. Duh, Zoe, science.
We find out that there's mercury dripping because it's going to like neutralize the bad spirits. I mean, you'd need a lot of mercury.
I guess.
More than 10?
Probably
More
more
than
than
10 mercuries.
So Tom Cruise figures out all of the like pulley system. Shoots one thing.
Yep.
And ta-da!
Here it is.
Sarcophagus. A bunch of camel spiders show up. Oh, they're camel spiders though.
I love camel spiders.
Camel spiders, okay?
What do you
They're
love about
really
camel
big.
spiders?
They're really cool.
They don't usually hurt people, but they'll often follow in people's shadows. Follow in people's shadows because they're looking for a cool place to be. And
That is
like
the scariest thing any human has ever told me.
they're clearly like cursed. They bite Vale, the superior Nick, and nobody cares that he got bit by a spider. And it's kind of sad. Like your friend should care if you get bit by a spider.
I would care if you got bit by a spider.
Thank you. So he gets like visions. He gets chosen by the mummy.
Anyway, so they airlift that out of the evil tomb and onto a military carrier. All hell goes loose. Goes loose?
Breaks loose is generally the agreed upon way to say that.
Yeah.
Gets loose, sure. Well, hey, it's your party. I'm
All
just
hell
here to-
gets foot loose. Slightly better Nick turns into a zombie because he got bit by a camel spider.
A camel zombie spider person?
Oh no.
Are we gonna lose Nick 1 this early?
I know. I'm also glad that you think he's Nick 1 because he's Nick 1 in my heart.
He's Nick Prime.
Yeah, Nick Alpha.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And no one noticed.
Yeah, it seems weird that no one ever called out.
Never. How has nobody looked at Nick? I mean, clearly
yeah.
something's going on with Nick. He's sweaty and he has like black veins showing up. Like,
Yeah, it's obvious.
Yeah.
Do you ever think of anyone but yourself?
They both say ignoring their very dying friend
That's
on
what
the
I'm wondering. It looks like he dies. He shows up again as a zombie as he's trying to open the sarcophagus. And then he just straight up stabs people.
Jesus Christ!
Nick would never behave this way.
He has to like shoot his best friend twice who's become a zombie.
3 times technically, but he didn't do it on purpose the third.
Yeah, he accidentally fires again, and then everyone recognizes that was like bad trigger discipline.
That was so good.
Yeah, thank you. Yes,
That was so good. Oh wow, they're getting plagued?
They are. The plane gets hit by too many birds, which arguably 1 is too many. This is more than 1 and more than 10, Michael.
I didn't say it.
I'm just saying.
Bird in the face.
Oh my God, too many birds in the face.
Yeah, it was like more than 3.
That's too many.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The plane crashes. The only survivor is Miss Dr. Halsey.
Yeah, they keep calling her
Archaeologist.
Miss, but you have a good point.
It is definitely Doctor.
Yeah.
We next see Tom Cruise in a body bag.
Oh shit, did he die? Oh my god, that's cool.
Oh, he probably can't die because she chose him.
Oh gosh, I hate this. Oh man.
Tom Cruise, I think, made some kind of like impromptu pact with an evil death spirit
Okay,
mummy.
yeah.
Well, he survived a plane crash.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the question. Did he survive, or is he actually undead now? Is he the man mummy?
Vale shows up and is like, "You did a bad,
Right.
and you shouldn't have done that."
Was Vale standing there in that scene? Did anyone other than Tom Cruise acknowledge Vale's existence when they walked in?
I don't know.
This movie is so abstract and strange. There's actually quite a bit of plot going on.
Yeah, and it's super well shot. All the action sequences and stunts have been super wild. You can tell that they did a whole bunch of them like practically, like when they're rolling around in the plane where it's like,
oh, that really long shot where it was rotating in a gimbal.
Which I'm glad, because like sometimes you see those shots and then they do cut anyway, and it's like, no, you, in order to prove that you did this, you have to keep the shot going. The sustained shot is very good.
It's not poorly written?
No. One of the first things we commented about was Nick and Vale, like, their chemistry as friends, and maybe enemies sometimes.
Oh, I was hoping for lovers.
Oh.
I was hoping that the love story component would be between Nick and Nick.
Oh my gosh, that would be extremely powerful.
Nick and Nick's infinite playlist, hello.
Especially now that it's a zombie.
A zombie and an undead cursed Tom Cruise. Like, that romance could happen. I can see that as the next Twilight.
Yeah, one of our main characters is now a wisecracking zombie, which, I mean, honestly, this was probably the role he was born to play.
I gotta say, this is not where, I thought this was gonna be a pretty conventional action movie, and like 35 minutes in, the main heroes have been zombified and killed in a plane crash.
Anyway, we have set up sort of our main thrust here, which is Tom Cruise is like, why am I alive? Why is my best friend a zombie?
I mean, we're half an hour in, and the villain and most of the heroes have already died at least once. So I don't know where this is gonna go, actually. I'm kind of interested.
So we're gonna go watch part 2.
I bet this guy isn't gonna get sex murdered.
Sex murder? Wait. No.
No, he's probably gonna get bird murdered.
Birdered. The Mummy Act 2.
This is crazy.
It's cool. It's good. It's a lot of fun, actually.
There's so much happening.
Hey, you better come in the
Oh, oh, birdered.
I didn't like that.
Birdered.
I never saw this movie in theaters, so.
I did not. I'd heard it was like nothing, but
I kind of regret not seeing it in theaters because of the
Yeah.
like amazing spectacle.
Oh, that's not sexy.
wow, way to be judgy there, Blythe. Okay.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't kink shame. You're right.
Yeah.
Aminette had gotten out and makes out with people to death.
I sort of knew this from Patrick Willems when we were doing our Mission Impossible video, and we would have talks about Christopher McQuarrie, who I deeply appreciate as a writer, and he had done it Passing the Mummy, and I was like, wouldn't that make the Mummy like funny and good? Mm-hmm. And then I watched it, and the Mummy is funny and good.
So we start this act, and they're at a pub, and Tom Cruise is just doing shots and a sip of beer and shots,
like,
and it's impressive.
I thought I was watching The Wire. That's an in-joke for you.
Take it all off. Rub them together like that.
He's there with Dr. Halsey, and she's trying to explain all of this to him, and he's just not listening. He's like, I just had like a really bad day, guys. I'm just gonna drink.
Did you get out of that plane? There's not a single scratch on your body.
You should be dead. Cool. Oh.
He's not real.
He is not
Guys,
real.
he's not a mummy and he's not a zombie.
You know I want.
I'm happy to announce that he is a ghost.
Vale, the zombie ghost, this whole time is like,
Some sort of pact with the god of death. And then I swear, get over here. You're alive, and I don't know how.
Vale walks off, and Nick follows.
Yes.
Into the women's room. And they have this great conversation where Vale is only seen through a mirror. Vale's like, you're cursed. I'm cursed. We did a bad thing and now we're cursed. And the only way to lift this curse is to do what she wants.
Funniest thing, if you get like, I don't know, 5 or more Oscar-winning screenwriters in the same room, there's probably gonna be a couple scenes you should pay attention to as like a writer and be like, oh, because the economy of it is wild.
It is
Because
really
like we
great.
know a lot of stuff about everything now.
Yeah.
And it really isn't, because it's always like in another bit.
Right.
But like you grok it all. It's so good.
So we got Nick, who is cursed with his buddy Vale, who is beyond the veil of death. So now they're like ghost bros.
I mean, only one of them is a ghost, though.
Yeah,
So
but they're bro. Yes, across. Yeah, dang it.
it's like an inter-monster relationship.
Yeah. They're open to other forms of death and life.
Who's really alive and who's really dead in this movie? Like,
That's a really tough question,
we
actually.
are no longer in a binary here
No.
of alive and dead. I will
No,
say
there's
that.
definitely shades of gray there. He finds out he's cursed. He goes into the alleyway, and then he meets his girlfriend.
Nice night for a sex murder.
Plagues do seem
Yeah.
to just emanate from her, which
Yeah,
gives you
she's-
a clue she's on the way. Hey, I'm not saying no to plague girlfriends. I'm just saying maybe not my thing.
Right, not for you, and that's fine.
Thank
I also
you.
don't think it's for Tom Cruise. I don't think he's into it either.
He's not into it.
Yeah, well, not yet. Yeah, we'll get there.
Amenet has chosen him to be the vessel for Set, the god of death. And so he starts getting crazy visions from her, and I don't know, it's cool because it kind of starts turning into a psychological horror a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you think you're one place, and then you're suddenly in another place.
Just suddenly, oh, there's a car in front of me.
Right.
Like, I'm really enjoying that, especially because like they've done a very good job of finding like really moody set pieces. Like, oh shit, I'm in an abandoned church. I don't know, this happened suddenly.
Honestly, the sets are so crazy.
He gets lured to this abandoned church where the dagger of Set was stashed in a grave.
It was stashed in a statue.
In a statue.
Statued.
It was
Statued.
Statued?
Stash.
It was statued.
And to complete the ritual, which she tried to complete thousands of years ago but was interrupted, is to stab the chosen one with the knife.
With the Jolly Rancher in it,
Yes.
yeah.
But the Jolly Rancher has been taken away.
Right.
By Crusader Knights, who just really dug the watermelon flavor, I guess, which is fine by me. It's my least favorite.
So the ritual cannot be completed.
I wanted to eat it.
It looks like
looked
rock
very
candy. For sure.
And Tom Cruise steadfastly does not learn anything.
At all.
And I appreciate his like stick in the mud,
He's like super stubborn, and I think the best version of that is when he's like trying to explain to Dr. Halsey all of this stuff, and she keeps throwing in like the actual terms for things, and he's like, so like, yeah, like the box that we found her in, and she's like, sarcophagus, and he's like, yeah, and then the writing, and she's like, yeah, hieroglyphics, and he's like, I do not care about the jargon.
He doesn't really care about her because he drove off without her again.
He did! He like straight
Again.
up just drove away with her running behind.
I don't know, I kind of am enjoying that the movie is not trying to rehabilitate him. Like they're actually like, no, this guy is a dick.
And she's like, do you try living? He's like, what? I mean, like, leave.
Yeah.
You have legs.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh. How many mummies does she have?
More than 10. You knew that was coming.
Yeah.
This movie is funny. Like, the movie will take itself super, super seriously, and then...
Jenny! Run!
I really enjoy how they are doing all the super serious things, but then having that moment of levity. Something like very disturbing will happen, and then they'll have a joke. And I, as someone who is affected by disturbing things, I appreciate that.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show up, and they harpoon the mummy and take her back to London, like you do.
They penetrate her.
I'm out.
Why?
Well, to be fair, I shouldn't say this on camera probably. To be fair, she has a lot of holes in her. And no, there it goes. There it goes. Bye. Princess Raisinette is taken back to London.
Welcome to the Indiana Jones setup room.
We get introduced to Dr. Jekyll, who is a very well-spoken physician and also happens to run the Prodigium, which is this dark universe's.
Amazed that you remembered that.
I didn't. I have gone into a fugue state.
Okay, that makes sense.
This is Russell Crowe speaking through me.
Oh no.
We find out that Hyde is evil, and the way that Dr. Jekyll has figured out how to kind of control it is to give himself like immunization shots, basically.
Dr. Jekyll explains, hey dog, there's monsters. You might be one of them. We got this mummy, we're pumping her full of cold mercury.
Can somebody let her kiss like one more person so we can close that hole in her face?
Yeah. I sure hope she doesn't spider some guy to get herself free. But that happens anyway.
It's so weird that he said that.
Well,
and then that's exactly
a little
what she did.
heavy-handed, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, I
come on,
agree.
that should have come through in script notes.
Oh, don't go in there.
Please don't. No,
There.
No, Star Trek 2 him.
We've
Is
halted.
that before or after Dr. Jekyll goes Mr. Hyde?
It's simultaneous.
Simultaneous,
Yeah,
it's all happening.
yeah, we got this parallel between she's got a spider going up into a dude. Things don't end well for Pete.
Poor Pete.
But
He was my favorite character.
Pete
so-
Pete had a lot of character development.
Hashtag rest in Pete. All right, I'm tired of that. Bye. Nick like took the thing and he's like, nah, and he's like, I'm gonna turn into a life-killing monster, please.
Right,
Give
and
me
then
my medicine back.
like,
and he's like,
2 seconds too late gives it back.
Yeah, well then he's like, oh shit, no, you're for
Right.
real. Oh god.
Jafar is out of there with Dr. Halsey.
Turns into a
And-
gigantic snake and slithers away.
She's trying to get back in because she cares about Nick for some reason. Like, genuinely, I don't understand that relationship. But
Well, she doesn't
you know.
either because she's like, I vehemently love you. And he's like, why? And she's like, there were 6 male screenwriters, so I have to.
Their relationship is confusing, but she wants to save him. He is cursed to never die, so I don't really know where her worries are coming from, but whatever.
But anyway, we got Tom Cruise fighting with Mr. Hyde. We've got Halsey.
Or Jenny, as she's now known.
Jenny Halsey fighting with...
Jafar, I guess.
Yes, the guy who plays Jafar.
I did enjoy how it was like the glass
Oh,
and the 2
okay.
fights.
Right.
And so like you're focused on one and you see the other one happening in the background.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really liked that.
Yeah.
We stopped right after those fights, so now we have to see what happens at the end of our movie.
We haven't seen Vale in a while, and they
I know, I
did
miss
do
him.
they did do a reveal. Jekyll starts talking about
The Veil of Death.
Yeah.
Because I think they say like an ancient Egyptian prayer at the beginning that says something
It's like
about
if you
veil of
name a
death.
main character martyr, and you're
Or
like
hero protagonist.
Well, yeah, hero protagonist.
Now they have to get to the ruby and destroy it so that the dark knifing set thing will never happen. All the
Sex
kids are doing
murdered.
it. Get sex murdered by a mummy.
Can we go back to the birdered, please?
Birdered.
Hey, I tried to.
Sex birdered?
These two are giving
Ooh, sex burger.
Magic
Sex murdered is like so substantially worse.
Yeah, I contact so much.
I was about to start freestyling over there.
Act 3 of this movie is basically one long chase sequence to get to the ruby.
I mean, it's an action movie, so no surprise. We just hit that point where it was like, all right, we're done building the world, we're done building the plot, no more character development, let's go. And go we went.
So we finished up Act 2 where Dr. Jekyll has sort of imprisoned Aminette, and Act 3 begins with her doing this amazing climb up these ropes.
Finally, thank you.
Yeah.
I just needed one more.
Yeah.
One more, that was all. Aminette has gotten free. She needs to get to the gem, but also cause as much destruction as possible on her way there. I'm sorry.
Probably not good.
Did the glass just start breaking because she was summoning sand? Okay. No, it
Turns into sand.
turning
That's
it back
really
into
cool. That's
sand.
cool.
She turns everything to sand, causes a giant sandstorm down the streets of London.
And she's doing the Tom Cruise run, yes!
You got it when you're running with Tom Cruise.
You have to. Nobody runs better than Tom Cruise.
Our heroes have to run away from it and dodge cars, and they are led into the subway system by Vale's ghost, which is cool. There's a moment where he keeps saying, "This is the moment," and I think that that's a shout out to Jekyll and Hyde.
I thought I was going to start breaking into "This is the moment."
From Jekyll and Hyde. Yes. Damn all the odds. Eventually, everyone is underground. The Ruby is in the crypt where they think it's safe. They are horribly wrong. That's too many.
It is, because it's more than 10.
So they end up underground being chased by these mummy zombies and end up having to swim through this flooded area. And Amunet actually grabs Jenny and drowns her, just straight up kills her.
And she is dead for a fair bit there. For a full unit, she is dead. More than 10. She is dead for more than 10.
They went for that one. And Jenny was the only person in the movie who had not yet been killed. Unlike everyone else in the film who had.
Then begins the real struggle between Nick and Amunet. Initially, she's trying to get him to submit to her, and he is not having it.
We're just never gonna happen. And it's not me. It's you.
See, he's just not into play girlfriend. He tries to break the gem, but we've all had Jolly Ranchers. They're very hard to break. So he can't do it on the first try, and he's about to try a second time when she's like, no, 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 you'll be a god and you can control life and death.
That sounds pretty good. I get to have power over life and death. I'm in.
What do we say to the god of death?
Sure. And so he ends up stabbing himself with the magic dagger, and he becomes the vessel for Set.
He kills Amunet by making out with her.
You're done. Goodbye.
Literally mummifying her and reviving Jenny, but at the cost of his own soul. He becomes super monstrous and has crazy fangs. Yeah. He makes that sound. Yeah. Yeah.
I sort of wanted her to stay dead and he's just evil now, and that's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's the mummy, right, yes.
He's not the mummy, he's Set, the god of death.
He's the daddy.
No.
Never that.
He's in the shadows, and it's clear that he's become a monster now, and now he's the mummy man, or the daddy. And he's like, sorry, Jenny. I thought what we had was super special. I'll always remember that time that we watched some chick get pumped full of mercury.
They're coming for me. I wish we had more time.
How do you resolve this? I'm like a little concerned. This is just gonna be like, bye.
And then the movie ends with this great scene of Vale, who has been brought back to life by Nick.
They're back. The bromance has been reborn. It was dead, but Tom Cruise resurrected it.
I mean, thank you for bringing me back to life and everything, Nick, but what are we even doing here? Where are we going?
I would follow more adventures of those two.
Come on, my friend. Where's your sense of adventure?
Never imitated, never replicated, singularly wonderful, everybody's underdog. Whoa.
This was not at all what I was expecting. The movie's just really clever and funny and solid. Like from start to finish.
I do like that this movie does a good job of explaining itself to its characters, because like so many weird things are happening to both the characters and the audience.
In very plain language.
Yeah.
In different rule sets too, zombies, mummies.
Right.
I like that they're turning it into kind of a psychological horror.
It's visually a stunning movie. The set pieces were so detailed. The amount of intricate little details that then led on to be more of a plot point later on is incredible. Tom Cruise's stunts, immaculate, as always.
This was just an extremely well-made action movie that had a lot of ties back to the Brendan Fraser movie, with like the face in the sandstorm and like all these comedic like down moments in the middle of like genuine peril. It maintained that sense of it like actual adventure movie versus just action movie. I don't know, I was really, really pleased with it in that way.
I thought I was going to hate this. It turns out I was wrong. This was done with a lot of care, and I would love to have seen where they went with this.
I can actually see how this is like the start of a cool universe, because there's like different kinds of monsters.
Oh yeah,
like a dark universe.
Like a dark
like
universe.
like a sort of shared dark universe. It was a setup for something greater, as everyone has already said, the dark universe. Because yeah, we were all a little like bummed. I would have loved to see the Creature from the Black Lagoon movie.
I enjoyed it so much that I'm kind of upset that there aren't going to be more movies in the dark universe. I think it's a really cool concept of characters that we have all grown up hearing about, and giving them a new life and a new personality in the 2000s seems really cool.
I would love to see what the hell Nick and Nick are doing out there in that desert. What are they getting up to? And what kind of powers does Tom Cruise have other than the life and death thing? There's gotta be more to it. Let's reboot it. It's not too soon for a reboot, right? Let's go. Yep, I'm greenlighting this.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I wasn't here for this one. I was really busy curating this next box. I got this for you, Sam.
Oh, it's for me.
It's for you. I thought that I would be incredibly on brand and speak to my own personal truth. My truth is trash, but it's also musical trash.
We've got Cher and X-Tina's Burlesco.
Sent to us by Maddie Shook.
Coyote Ugly.
Can't Fight the Moonlight or this movie.
The Double Shot Edition.
Yep.
Not sure what that means. Gem and the Holograms.
Yay! It's inspirational, entertaining, a total jam session.
Queen of the Damned.
Lestat is a rock star in this one who is voiced by Jonathan Davis in the singing parts.
Jeff Good.
This is good.
Jeff has a note here. Yup.
I adored this movie when I was like in late high school, early college. Why wouldn't you want to watch a movie with Aaliyah in it? This is about to be Deep Dive, the musical episode, and I'm very excited. Please vote if you are taco tier or above.